it's time to create the universe. The ancient Greeks and Romans have left behind a couple of accounts of their views on the creation of the universe. These come to us from two primary sources. Number one is Hesiod, an ancient Greek fellow who lived right around 750 BC. He either lived then or some other time.
From the Heliconian muses let us begin to sing, who hold the great and holy mount of Helicon, and dance on soft feet about the deep blue spring and altar of the almighty son of Cronus. And one day they taught Hesiod glorious song, while he was shepherding his lambs under holy Helicon. And this word first the goddesses said to me, "Shepherds of the wilderness, wretched things of shame, mere bellies, we know how to speak many false things as though they were true, but we know, when we will, to utter true things." So said the ready-voiced daughters of great Zeus, and they plucked and gave me a rod, a shoot of sturdy laurel, a marvelous thing, and breathed into me a divine voice to celebrate things that shall be, and things that were aforetime. And they bade me sing of the race of the blessed gods that are eternally, but ever to sing of themselves both first and last.
When I think of Hesiod, the Greek poet Hesiod, I think of a fellow standing up on a soapbox complaining about everything and saying that the main problem is that you people do not worship and respect Zeus sufficiently. And certainly the Iron Age, in which Hesiod believes himself to live, is really pretty pitiful. 0 out of 0. Zeus and Hermes disguise themselves as old beggars and a younger beggar, an older beggar and a younger beggar, and they go around seeing who's nice to them and who's mean to them. They wind up at the house of a king by the name of Lycaon, whose name I will now write on the board. Lycaon. And Lycaon, who thinks that this might be Jupiter in disguise, decides he'll find out one way or another. He'll try to kill him. Try to kill Jupiter in his sleep. The technical term for this is hubris, believing that you are greater to or greater than or equal to a god. Another good description of this is bad career move. One of Zeus's names, one of his epithets, one of the things that the ancient Greeks call him, is the father of gods and men, because he literally is the father of gods and men. He has thousands of children. What kind of personality do you think that Zeus is going to have? Your name is still Jennifer, right? Okay, I didn't recognize you without your cast. Jennifer, if Zeus is the father of gods and men, what kind of personality is he going to have as a husband? He's a jerk. He is a lying, philandering sleazeball who will sleep with anyone and anything. He has to. He's the father of all these gods and humans.
As a side experiment, someone designed and created one form of mobile that was weak and ineffective by the standards of the other mobiles in the fourth crop. Yet this experimental mobile had two distinct advantages. It had the ability to ingest and take energy from both the stationaries and other mobiles. Second, someone pulled forth a piece of himself, no other source of such substance being known or available, to act as an intensive, ultimate trigger to mobility. Following the rule of attraction, someone knew that such infusion would create in this particular mobile species an unceasing mobility. Always it would seek to satisfy the attraction this tiny motive himself engendered as it sought reunion with the infinite whole. Thus, the drive for satisfaction of energy requirements through ingestion would not be the only motivating force. More important, the needs and compulsions created by the piece of someone could not be satiated throughout the garden. Thus, the need for mobility would be ever present, and the conflict between this need and that of energy replacement would be constant, possibly a continuous, high-order Loosh emanator if it survived. The fourth crop exceeded all of someone's expectations. Click. I was closed tightly, turned inward, stunned. My first reaction was there had to be some mistake. This was not the story history of Earth. BB had mixed it up with some other port of call on their cruise schedule. Yet as I ran the road again, the overlay of what little I knew of Earth's zoological and human history was uncomfortably accurate, albeit from another perspective. The food chain of Earth's ecobiologic systems had been well established. Knowing this about Mother Nature, some of the hardcore philosophic speculators had often pondered where the human animal fit in the process. The downside was obvious. Who ate us? Before it had been just that, speculation. Now, BB opened, plied. You get the percept, Ram? I dulled. Yeah, I get it. Well then, BB went on, what's Loosh got to do with learning? I opened slightly. And you got the rope before you came to Earth? BB smoothed. Like I gave you, it was in the TSI cruise brochure. It was in with hundreds of other rotes we got before we left. I opened more, but tightly. Where did the brochure come from? Why, yeah, from the cruise director. Where did he get it? BB flickered. I don't have a rote on that. He just dumped them on us and rolled. Here's the exciting and interesting stops we'll make on the cruise. I got a good percept because it was the last one we'd visit, so it was the last rote we got. That's why it was so clear. Some of the others are dim because they were in the middle. Not the Earth rote or humans. It's all clear, not wild at all. I hardened. And where did the cruise director come from? BB lighted. Oh, he and the rest are a bunch of curls from the system next to us. Why did they offer the cruise to you in KT-95? BB smoothed. Well, it was sort of a trade. We do it all the time with systems near us. What did they get in trade? BB lighted. Games. Games. We got more games than any system, 4 skips in any direction. I turned inward and closed. It was getting too hot to handle. If the rote was real, a huge if, I began to drop off. Anger, the feeling of being on the receiving end of a huge deception. The resentment at being manipulated, wanting to strike out at those who were conning me, us, all humans, who were taking something from us without our consent or permission. What happened to the freedom idea? Was every thought and action we took guided, no, directed and controlled just to produce more Loosh, whatever that was, for a breakfast table or a fuel tank in a somewhere? And what could I do about it, even knowing? I dulled deeply and dropped off more and more. Hey, Ram. BB was fading rapidly. Where are you going? Return to the physical was near instantaneous, exactly as if I had pushed the panic button, which I had not done for so long.